Beyond the Cloud Perimeter, a narrative study on cloud vulnerability and architectural defense. An investigative breakdown of cloud database exposure, poor operational practices, and systemic cybersecurity mitigation strategies. The exposed vault in the cloud. As modern organizations accelerate their digital transformations, educational ecosystems have rapidly migrated online. However, this collective shift has caught the attention of sophisticated adversaries. The security engineering team at Apollo has raised an urgent alarm. E-learning platforms are officially primary targets for global threat actors, because immense volumes of organizational learning data are moving to decentralized environments. These systems represent a soft target with outsized rewards. The harsh reality of this trend recently crystallized when a popular online training platform admitted to a massive corporate catastrophe. Without triggering complex firewalls or breaching deeply nested internal mainframes, adversaries managed to compromise the private records of millions of registered students, a demographic uniquely vulnerable, because it contained high numbers of minors. The architectural structural flaw was staggering in its simplicity. The corporation had left an internal cloud database entirely unsecured, completely exposed to the open internet without public-facing password protection or standard gateway screening. The exploitation of operational negligence. To understand how this vulnerability occurs, security professionals must dissect the exact mechanics of the exploit. As industries rapidly transition to cloud-based services, servers, and storage infrastructure, they mistakenly assume the cloud provider inherits all security responsibilities. Adversaries actively capitalize on this specific administrative blind spot. In this scenario, the hackers did not deploy zero-day exploits or craft sophisticated malware strains. Instead, they simply exploited a severe lack of fundamental organizational security practices. Unsecured cloud databases left completely open to the public internet serve as a standing invitation to bad actors. Automated internet scanning tools constantly crawl global IP address spaces searching for exposed storage buckets. Once discovered, these misconfigurations grant unauthorized external parties seamless, effortless access to the crown jewels of corporate data without triggering traditional endpoint security alerts, the blueprint for preventive architecture. Every modern enterprise operates under a state of perpetual threat risk, making reactive remediation unacceptable. Organizations must shift to a proactive, defensive posture. By breaking down the systemic failures of both the credential theft witnessed in previous industrial scenarios and the cloud database exposure detailed here, engineering teams can build a comprehensive, four-layered security blueprint. 1. Multi-factor authentication (MFA). Enforcing robust MFA frameworks serves as the primary gateway defense. Even if an employee's authorized corporate login details are successfully harvested or phished by external actors, the lack of a secondary, time-sensitive verification token completely stops unauthorized access attempts. 2. Security awareness training. The human element remains a critical operational boundary. Implementing continuous, real-world simulated training programs teaches administrative staff to identify, report, and neutralize advanced phishing operations before credentials can be stolen. 3. Role-based access controls (RBAC). Organizations must embrace the principle of least privilege. By strictly partitioning internal networks and restricting broad customer database access to only essential personnel, the blast radius of a compromised account is severely restricted. 4. Web Application Firewalls (WAF). Deploying deeply inspected firewalls at the application layer actively thwarts public infrastructure exploitation. A configured WAF actively screens incoming network traffic, instantly blocking unauthorized modifications. Microvandalism and web defacement attempts on corporate portals. Mapping defense to real-world scenarios. Architectural defenses directly nullify specific threat vectors. Implementing MFA and comprehensive user training safeguards the human perimeter. Neutralizing credential harvesting threats like those seen in the hotel chain incident. Simultaneously, partitioning directories via role-based access controls ensures that if a perimeter account falls, the central core remains isolated and unreachable. Finally, combining web application firewalls with deep infrastructure monitoring directly stops digital vandalism and public exposures at the boundary. In the modern cloud landscape, security is not a product, it is an unbroken operational practice.
Bạn muốn học mạng máy tính nhanh hơn, hiệu quả hơn và có người đồng hành xuyên suốt? Khóa học mạng máy tính 1-1 sẽ mang đến cho bạn một giảng viên hướng dẫn riêng, xây dựng lộ trình học phù hợp với trình độ và mục tiêu của bạn. Bạn sẽ được thực hành liên tục trên các bài lab thực tế, rèn luyện kỹ năng cấu hình và xử lý sự cố mạng như trong doanh nghiệp. Với lịch học linh hoạt, hỗ trợ tận tình và tập trung 100% vào sự tiến bộ của từng học viên, bạn sẽ tự tin chinh phục chứng chỉ kỹ sư mạng quốc tế và sẵn sàng bước vào sự nghiệp quản trị mạng doanh nghiệp. Khóa học mạng máy tính 1-1 học đúng trọng tâm, thực hành chuyên sâu, sẵn sàng cho công việc thực tế.